County Climate Change Fund annual reports and financial statements for the financial year ended 30th June 2024. Initial date due was today. We are proposing to do this on 31st December 2024. The eighth report was the report of the Committee on Finance and Socioeconomic Planning on the Makueni County Empowerment Fund annual report and financial statements for the financial year ending 30th June 2024. Due date was today. We are proposing this to be done on January 7th, 2025. The ninth report is the report of the Committee on Finance and Socioeconomic Planning, which was due date today. We are proposing to do this on 14th January 2025. 10th report is the report of the Committee on Finance and Socioeconomic Planning on the Makueni County Sand Conservation and Utilization Authority annual report and financial statements for the year ended 30th June 2024. Due date was today. We are proposing to do this on 21st January 2025. And the last report is on the Water Municipality annual report and financial statements for the financial year ended 30th June 2024, which was due today, and we are proposing this, Mr. Speaker, to be done on 28th January 2025. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Next order. What is it, Honorable Mudike?
Honorable Speaker, I want to request you to allow me to request something that I want to understand on reports that have lied before the Committee on Gender, Sports and Culture. One is it's the report on the sports policy, and two, the report on the Makueni County Empowerment Fund regulations. Honorable Speaker, the matters are not in the order paper, but I am just an interested party because I have had interest myself in the sports policy as a person, and this matter has delayed before the committee for the longest time possible, Honorable Speaker. If the committee does not want to present this report before the House, they can declare their interest on that matter so that members can know how to deal with it. Also, the report of the policy or the empowerment fund, they need to tell us how far the report is. If they are not ready also to deal with that matter, we can be told for action, Honorable Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Mutike. I'll rule on that matter as we progress. Thank you. Clerk, read the next one.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
Chairperson, Committee on Infrastructure, Transport, Public Works, Housing and Energy, to give a notice of motion for the adoption of the committee's report on the vetting of persons for approval as members of the Makueni County Rural and Urban Affordable Housing Committee, pursuant to provisions section 34 of the Affordable Housing Act 2024.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to give the notice of the following motion, that this Assembly adopts the report of the Committee on Infrastructure, Transport, Public Works, Housing and Energy on the vetting of persons for approval as members of the Makueni County Rural and Urban Affordable Housing Committee, pursuant to the provisions of Section 34 of the Affordable Housing Act 2024. Thank you.
Next order.
Order number 7, statements.
Member for Kilungu Ward to request for a statement from the Chairperson, Committee on Infrastructure, Transport, Public Works, Housing and Energy regarding the impassable status of Kevani Road in Kilungu Ward.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Pursuant to the provisions of Article 185(3) of the Constitution of Kenya 2010, Section 39(2) of the Government Act 2012, revised 2020, and Standing Order 50 of the Makueni County Assembly Standing Orders, I raise to request for a statement from the Chairperson, Committee on Infrastructure, Transport, Public Works, Housing and Energy regarding the impassable status of the Kivani Road in the Kilongo Ward. Mr. Speaker, sir, the Kivani Road has been rendered impassable by a large gully, which was occasioned by a landslide, which occurred during the heavy rains experienced in the country in the year 2023. Mr. Speaker, sir, in the year 2023-2024, Kenya shillings 1 million was allocated for feasibility study on how best the gully could be cured. Mr. Speaker, sir, however, nothing has been done to date, and the road remains unusable for sea road users to divert to private farms around the gully in order to pass the gully area. Mr. Speaker, sir, the chairperson should therefore clarify on the following. Number one, whether the department is aware that the road has been cut off by the gully and it is impassable. If yes, what action has the department taken to cure the gully and make the road usable? C, whether the feasibility study was conducted as was budgeted. And if yes, provide the report of the study, and if no, give reason as to why the study has not been conducted and when it will be done. E, in view of the upcoming rains, what rapid research initiative will the department initiate to prevent the further progression of the gully, which poses a major risk not only to motorists, but also to school-going pupils from the school next to the gully? Yeah, Mr. Speaker, sir, since 2023 up to now, nothing has been done about this gully. Money has been set, all money was set for the project, and it seems the department is very much reluctant, or it is ignorant about this. People in that area are suffering. We have churches around, we have schools around, and the other road users, and the place is in a very pathetic situation, Mr. Speaker. So my humble request, Mr. Speaker, is for the department concerned to take the quickest action possible so that we can arrest that situation. Otherwise, my people will keep on suffering, and particularly this rainy season, it is very likely that many people will suffer. During examination period, the KCSE exams, vehicles are not able to pass through there. The invigilators, the supervisors, the exam managers are forced to walk a very long distance on foot so that they can reach their schools. And therefore, my humble request is for the department to take very quick action so that people don't keep on suffering, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Chairperson.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. On behalf of the committee, request you give us 14 days to respond. Thank you.
Request of the statement, are you satisfied with the 14 days?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Speaker. It is okay with the 14 days, but the answer that will be brought to the House, I think, should be concrete. Otherwise, people are suffering a lot. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
It is within 14 days, so you can even bring it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Thank you. Chairperson, Committee on Water, Irrigation, Sanitation, to respond to a statement as requested on 21st August 2024 by the member for Water Zero Ward regarding construction of decentralized treatment facility for Watertown.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Sir, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order number 53 of the Makueni County Assembly Standing Orders, I hereby rise to give a response to the statement regarding the construction of a decentralized treatment facility for Watertown as was requested on Wednesday, 21st August 2024 by Honorable Boniface Mateso, alias Mayor, MCA for Water, Stokonzio Ward. Mr. Speaker, sir, pursuant to Articles 43, Subarticle 1B of the Constitution of the Kenya 2010 provides that every person has the right to reasonable standards of sanitation. Watertown, being the county headquarters, is registering a steady growth in its population, which has seen increase in the number of residential premises, increase in schools populations, business premises, government and the private offices, among others. Mr. Speaker, sir, with the increase in the population, the demand for and the use of water has gone up, and consequently, the increase in production of sewer and waste water. The national government designed an elaborate sewer system for Watertown and was earmarked for implementation before the plans went quiet. National government had conducted the feasibility study, drew the detailed designs and the bills of quantity. Consequently, in order to properly manage the sewer from the town, the county government in the year 2023-2024 allocated 2.7 million of the construction of a decentralized treatment facility, or into brackets DTF, for Watertown, which was a matching grant to a grant from the Water Trust Fund for the construction of a DTF and other related activities in Watertown. The Speaker, sir, however, the construction of the DTF has not commenced, despite the dire need to have it in place in order to facilitate the proper disposal and the management of sewer from the town. Mr. Speaker, sir, in the statement, the member requested for clarification on the following issues. Question number one, that is the plans the department has to put in place towards the construction of the DTF with regards conduct of the feasibility study, drawing of the detailed designs and bill of quantities as had been planned by the national government. What is the status implementation of the 2.7 million allocated as the matching grant for the construction of the DTF for Watertown? How much has been received as grant from the Water Trust Fund, and what projects other than the construction of the DTF are to be implemented by the received grant? Are there any plans to construct the DTF? And if yes, is the land available and where? Where is the waste from pit latrines in water and its environments currently emptied? Provide a list of registered exhauster service providers in Watertown and where they empty effluent. Then F, whether there is a private DTF serving Watertown. If yes, provide detailed designs as approved by the county government. And then lastly, what are the long-term plans for waste management for water and other major towns of the county, and whether there is a detailed design of a DTF for Watertown. If yes, provide a copy of the design. The Speaker, sir, the committee sought for the above information from the ECM Water and Sanitation, filed a letter, and to which it was responded, filed a letter referenced GMC Oreos as indicated, that is on 1st October 2024. Annex of the letter attached. The committee scrutinized it and found that it was unsatisfactorily responded to, and therefore requested for further information via a letter dated October 7th, 2024, and to which the ECM responded on 15th October 2024, annexed attached. Upon receipt of the response, the committee scrutinized it and hereby wishes to respond as follows. On question 1, which stated as follows, that the plans the department has to put in place towards the construction of the DTF with regards conduct of the feasibility study, drawing of the detailed designs and bill of quantities as had been planned by the national government. The procedures for finalization of the environmental impact assessment, EIA, report is complete. Earlier, the National Environment Management Authority, or NEMA, had raised issues that needed to be addressed before the environmental impact assessment is completed. And as per the report by the consultant carrying out the exercise. All issues have been addressed, including the land ownership issue where approval was done and Mowasco considered for allocation of 1 acre land for construction of the DTF. That information is annexed as part, that annex in this report. Attached. So we have attached a letter from the Department of Lands authorizing Owasco on utilization of the 1 acre parcel of land, and as the department initiates the process of subdivision and the titling of the land. Further, find attached detailed designs and drawings of the DTF to be constructed, which are annexed 4, and a copy of unpriced bill of quantities, which is annexed as number 5. Question 2. What is the status implementation of the 2.7 million allocated as matching grant for the construction of DTF for Watertown? The 2.7 million was matching grant to cater for VAT. Mr. Speaker, I wish to be allowed to finish up the presentation, then you can ask.
What is it? And the honorable member is trying to...
I'm still answering his questions.
No, I need to get, what I have here does not have attachment. You cannot just take me to show me about the attachment.
Let me, Mr. Speaker. Point of order, Mr. Speaker. Protect.
Honorable.
Okay, the attachments are here. Let me finish and give them the attachments.
Honorable Mateso, the attachments will be provided. I'm also informed they are also in our wall. You can, if we can't get them, we can just defer the statement for a while as you get the attachments. So, Chair, just hold on. So that he can be very comfortable. We can go to the next one, then we will proceed. You need to get the attachment.
So I will start
afresh. It's a genuine concern. Yes, you can just hold on.
I will start afresh or I will continue?
You continue from where you are.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I wish not to. Chairperson of Committee on Infrastructure Transport, there is a response to a statement requested by, on 28th August, by the same member for Water View Ward regarding the poor workmanship and incomplete works on Kwan Jones Mwan Boys Road to Mwan Girls Road in Water View Ward.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I rise to give additional response to the statement regarding poor workmanship and incomplete works on Kwa Jones, Mwani Boys, Mwani Girls Road on Watezio Ward. Mr. Speaker, sir, the committee had earlier given a comprehensive response to the statement on 9th October and was directed to table the final joint inspection report for the project, as well as serve the member for Watezio Ward with the same report. Mr. Speaker, I hereby table the joint inspection report that indicates that all the scope of works were done to completion. Mr. Speaker, there is that report, which, if you allow me, I'm going to table. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Request of the statement, Honorable Mateso.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I think it's very important for the chair to be very serious about this statement, Mr. Speaker. You cannot just go in just table joint inspections without even consulting me on the issues I raised on this statement, Mr. Speaker. Because, Mr. Speaker, a joint inspection did not solve the issues that actually I requested in this statement. So, Mr. Speaker, this is just a mere joke. And, Mr. Speaker, I will not accept this, Mr. Speaker. Because the issue I addressed, Mr. Speaker, can go to that road and see that 5.5 million that was put in that road has gone to waste. All the culverts are being swept away. And they are saying that they went and done some inspection. We cannot be put, Mr. Speaker. This is a road I use every time, Mr. Speaker. And people cannot assume us. They are rushing to pay the contractor money because there is what they benefit from the payment. Mr. Speaker, I will not accept. Let them allow me go there. I will also bring my own report. I can also table my report here about the road myself because we cannot allow shorty jobs to be done in a road that actually I normally use, and it's a road I've always checked. I went through the road when these rains have just rained. The first rain, Mr. Speaker, the culvert was swept away, Mr. Speaker. So anything to do with their report on the joint inspection is just but nothing. I declare it null and void. Thank you.
Honorable Mateso, before you, were you part of the joint inspection team?
Mr. Speaker, I was not involved in anything. Nor my office was involved in anything. And this is a very important role, oversight. I should have been caught on the issues I raised so that I can witness if the road is done and if what I raised was addressed, Mr. Speaker. We cannot just allow people to walk away with monies for people without doing what is required to be done.
Honorable member, please, just address the matters you raised. You are now raising other issues which were not in the statement.
The issues are part of what I'm talking about. If you can hear me well, I'm explaining the situation on the ground is what I raised, Mr. Speaker. So allow me to just say everything because they forced me to address it that way, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Dennis.
Honorable Speaker, is the Honorable Member Mateso in order to initiate that there are some monies which people are walking away with money, which means they are stealing money. Does he have evidence of that? Also, the issue whereby he's saying that the chair transport by committee is not serious. And he declares the report null and void. I thought that is your work, Speaker. So I'm wondering whether the Honorable Member, and also I'm wondering how many statements does he have today? Because we may sit here the whole day discussing about water Nziu ward. Honorable Speaker, so I was raising those two concerns, but the third one, I'm just wondering how we are going to execute the matter. The statements. We have two. I don't know whether there are others. So, Honorable Speaker, just address the matter of the two issues I've raised. Thank you.
Honorable Mateso, can you respond to the matter raised by Honorable Dennis Musyoka on the two matters? The other one I will rule. No, address the first one. He raised three issues. The first two, the third one, I will address it.
Mr. Speaker, on
Simple.
the issues...
Are you in order?
I'm in order. I'm very much in order, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the reason why I'm saying people are walking out with our money after doing shorty jobs is because this last inspection was intended to pay the contractor. Yes, it was intended to pay the contractor, the last payment, Mr. Speaker. And that is why I'm saying so. Was it done? So, Mr. Speaker, the reason why they did the inspection and they never involved me, they know better, Mr. Speaker. Because I raised issues, and because they went back to do the inspection because I raised issues, they could have involved me actually in the issues I raised, Mr. Speaker. So, the other issue of saying I'm bringing a lot of statements, I will continue bringing statements. And I will not relent, Mr. Speaker. Remind me, you are the chair. Remind me on the second issue. Yeah, it is. It is because I was not involved. Yes.
Honorable
I was not
Mateso,
involved.
please, you are totally out of order.
I'm not out of order, Mr. Speaker. I'm saying
On the
what
third one,
I'm
which
saying
going
is
to
very
rule,
simple.
You are in order. To raise the
What
many
meant them
statements.
to go do
Order,
the
Honorable
inspection?
Mateso. Order, Honorable Mateso. We are not here only to talk to the jury. You need to provide some evidence, please. You are making serious allegations on officers who are engineers and you may not have
I
but
saw
please,
that report.
Please.
I
please.
saw that report.
And it has been shared to you.
Yes, I saw the report.
Thank you.
And that is
On
why
the
I'm
third
saying,
one, you are in order to raise as many statements as you wish. So you can proceed and have your seat. Chair, Chair, Transport.
Mr. Speaker, I am not through with answering the question. It's raised by.
We have found you totally out of order.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. But I will follow it up myself.
Chair, the chair will guide you, please.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. The Speaker, the committee did its work, and actually the remaining bit was to table the final report on the inspection of that project. So, Mr. Speaker, if the member is not okay now with the inspection report, then now he can raise any other issue on top of that. So, Mr. Speaker, he is right to pursue any issue or any matter that is an item that was not done well. The member can raise the concerns and the committee will check on that. Thank you.
Did you invite him for the joint inspection?
Mr. Speaker, honorable members are not necessarily invited because inspections, Mr. Speaker, are done by the PMC and the executive and the contractor, Mr. Speaker. So the member can assume a position in that joint inspection or can also be absent. So, Mr. Speaker, but the member has a right to query any works that have issues. Thank you.
Thank you. Chair, Water, you can proceed with the statement raised by Honorable Mateso.
Mr. Speaker, I need to.
Supplementary issues.
Honorable Mateso, we need to be, because you had raised two issues. One, people are running out with money. The thing that's going null. If you have any other auxiliary issues, you can raise them so that the chair can address. But those two, he cannot address. As a next, now as a next item on the statement you raised. It's not closed yet. You can even request for extra information. Proceed.
Mr. Speaker, it's only fair because me, I'm a representative of the people of Hortensio Ward, Mr. Speaker. I'm not asking these statements for my own sake, Mr. Speaker, but I'm asking for the sake of my people who have actually elected me to represent them in this assembly, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, it's only fair that you give a fair ruling to my people, not me as a person. Because, Mr. Speaker, once you just wish away my questions and my concerns, it means that you don't value my people, because my people are complaining that the works were shortly done, Mr. Speaker. And these people went ahead, did some inspection. They never involved me. I raised issues. The reason why they went back to do inspection is because I raised a statement, Honorable Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, when you just wish away my statement, and that gives arrest to this statement, Mr. Speaker, you are not doing justice to my people, Mr. Speaker. That is the only way I can say. And I have other means of raising it. If you think that it can be raised at this point, Mr. Speaker, that will be your grant.
WSTF then released their funding and it is in the account. Question 3. How much has been received as grant from the Water Services Trust Fund, and what projects other than the construction of the DTF are to be implemented by the received grant? Water Services Trust Fund grant is 18,323,686. WASCO contribution is 2,609,464. So the total project cost is 20,933,150. Apart from construction of the DTF, other projects to be done with the funds are construction of 200 subsidized toilets in Ikunda Kindu in Watertown. A total of 4 million will be allocated towards the construction of these subsidized toilets and households. Landlords will be responsible for this. The project is expected to benefit 25,000 people residing in the project area of Kunda Kindu in Watertown. The project will go a long way in improving the sanitation situation and promoting the environment and hygiene conditions of the residents, of the area residents. Annex number 7 details in the financing of contract in the implementation of Kunda Kindu household sanitation project. Important to know that this is performance-based program. Question 4. Are there any plans to construct the DTF? And if yes, is the land available and where? Yes, the land is available, and the Department of Lands did hive out 1 acre parcel of land, which belongs to the County Mechanization Unit under land registration number Makueni/Kikumeni/1743, and through a letter dated 11th October 2024, annexed as number 3. Did authorize WASCO on utilization of the 1 acre parcel of land for construction of the DTF as the department initiates the process of subdivision and titling of the land. Question 5. Where is the waste from pit latrines in water and its environments currently limited? Provide a list of registered exhauster service providers in Watertown and where they empty effluent. Ideally, it is supposed to be emptied at the only operational DTF at Kibwezi, operated by Kibwasco. Currently are no registered exhauster service providers in Watertown. Question 6. Whether there is a private DTF serving Watertown, if yes, provide detailed designs as approved by the county government. There is no private DTF serving Watertown. Question 7. What are the long-term plans for wastewater management for water and other major towns in the county? Implementation of water sewer line as part of the Thwake multi-purpose dam project. Attached, find the tender design report for Watertown, annexed as number 8 in this response. Question 8 and the last question, whether there is a detailed design of a DTF for Watertown. If yes, provide a copy of the design. Attached, find the detailed design of a DTF for Watertown, which is annexed as 4. Mr. Speaker, sir, I hereby present the response regarding the construction of the decentralized treatment facility for Watertown for consideration. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Honorable Mateso.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, last time when I said the response was not comprehensive. Mr. Speaker, I meant it. I was sure it was not. But Mr. Speaker, let me say this is comprehensive, Mr. Speaker, because it has actually outlined the money and how they intend to spend. I can see land is now available.
Want to do with the MSF. Number two, Honorable Speaker, for the sports policy, Honorable Speaker, also you remember very well, we had a very tough debate on the floor about the same, and Honorable Speaker, as a committee, we withdrew that, we requested to withdraw that policy, and we returned back to the department to realign some few issues. Honorable Speaker, now as we talk, the sports policy is with the committee. We are doing final touches. So, Honorable Speaker, latest next week on Tuesday, we will table the sports policy. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Honorable Muthike, I think now the right information has been communicated.
Honorable Speaker, I am just interested in this matter, especially when it comes to procedures. The committee says they withdrew the report and sent it to the department to do some adjustments. If the report was to be done, some adjustments from the department, then it should have been brought here again to be tabled and to go to the committee. If there are any adjustments that should be done, they can only be done within the committee, not from the executive part. So the chair should be telling us, yes, we invited the ECM or the CEO, and this is, they gave...
And institutional housing and for connected purposes. Membership of the County Rural and Urban Affordable Housing Committee. Section 34 of the Affordable Housing Act 2024 provides for the establishment of the County Rural and Urban Affordable Housing Committee and further empowers the governor to nominate the chairperson and members of the committee. In accordance to Section 34, Part 2, the committee shall consist of the following: A, an executive chairperson who shall be nominated by the county governor. B, county executive committee member responsible for matters relating to housing or their respective designated in writing. C, 3 other persons who shall be nominated by the county governor, of whom one shall be a representative of a registered association of traders operating in the county. 2, one shall be representative of a registered residential association in the county. And 3, one shall be a member of the public residing within the county. And D, the chief officer for the time being in charge of housing, who shall be an ex officio member, and the secretary to the county committee. Requirements for appointment of the chairperson. Mr. Speaker, sir, Section 35 of the Affordable Housing Act stipulates that a person shall be qualified for appointment as the chairperson of or a member of the County Rural and Urban Affordable Housing Committee if he or she meets the following: a person qualifies to be appointed as the chairperson of the county committee if the person holds a degree from a university recognized in Kenya. B, has at least 5 years experience in matters relating to housing, built environment, banking, or finance. C, has resided in the county for a period not less than 5 years. And D, meets the qualifications or requirements of Chapter 6 of the Constitution. Requirement for appointment of the member of the committee. A person qualifies to be appointed as a member of the county committee if the person A, meets the requirements of Chapter 6 of the Constitution, B, has not been convicted of a criminal offense which attracts imprisonment for a term not exceeding 6 months, C, has not been adjudged bankrupt or entered into a composition or arrangement with the creditors of the person, and D, is not disqualified under any other written law from appointment as such. Pursuant to Section 34, Part 3 of the Affordable Housing Act 2024, His Excellency the Governor, Honorable Mutula Kilonzo, notified the Speaker of the County Assembly of the nominations through a letter referenced GMC/GVN ADM Volume 25, Volume 4, 26, dated 28th August 2024, as annexed. The letter lists the following 4 nominees, along with their testimonials for vetting and approval as chairperson and members of the Makueni County Rural and Affordable Housing Committee. 1, Cosmas J. Muendo Musau, chairperson. 2, Jacinda Mwikali Mbilo, representative of Registered Traders Association within Makueni. 3, Peter Kin Muyu Kimweli, representative of Registered Residential Associations within Makueni. And 4, Purity Mwikali Mutisia, member of public residing within Makueni. Mr. Speaker, sir, on 2nd October 2024, pursuant to Standing Order 45, the Speaker of the County Assembly conveyed the message to the Assembly that the Governor had nominated the above for vetting and approval to the positions of chairpersons and members of the County Rural and Affordable Housing Committee. In accordance to Section 7, Part 4 of the Public Appointments County Assemblies Approval Act 2017, the Clerk of the County Assembly placed an advertisement in the print media, specifically the Standard newspaper, dated 17th October 2024, as annexed 6, inviting the nominees for vetting before the Assembly Select Committee on Infrastructure, Transport, Public Works, Housing, and Energy on Tuesday, 29th October 2024, in the Assembly precincts. Further, through the handfart, the Assembly requested for memoranda for or against the nominees to be received on or before 25th October 2024. The committee had not received any memoranda by the time of vetting. Mr. Speaker, sir, guided by Section 8 of the Public Appointments County Assemblies Approval Act 2017, the Committee on Infrastructure, Transport, Public Works, Housing, and Energy vetted the 4 nominees on 29th October 2024. Mr. Speaker, sir, having considered the nominees' academic and professional qualifications, work experience, adherence to the requirements of Chapter 6 of the Constitution of Kenya, 2010, and all other laws governing appointments to state or public office, and having conducted approval hearings, the Committee on Infrastructure, Transport, Public Works, Housing, and Energy made the following observations. 1, that all the nominees met the following minimum requirements set out under Section 35 of the Affordable Housing Act 2024 for appointment as chairperson and members of the Makueni County Rural and Urban Affordable Housing Committee. A, Cosmas J. Muendo Maweu qualified to be appointed as the chairperson of the county committee, as he holds, as 1, he holds a degree from university recognized in Kenya. 2, has at least 5 years' experience in matters relating to housing and built environment. 3, has resided in the county for a period not less than 5 years. And 4, meets the requirements of Chapter 6 of the Constitution. B, Jacinda M. Bilo, Peterkin M. Kimweli, and Purity M. Mutisia qualifies to be appointed as members of the county committee as they, 1, meet the requirements of Chapter 6 of Constitution, 2, have not been convicted of a criminal offense that attracts imprisonment for a term not exceeding 6 months, 3, have not been adjudged bankrupt or entered into a composition or arrangement with the creditors of this person, and 4, are not disqualified under any other written law from appointment as such. 2, that all the nominees met requirements of Chapter 6 of the Constitution on leadership and integrity, having obtained clearance from Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, Kenya Revenue Authority, the Directorate of Criminal Investigations, and the Higher Education Loans Board. 3, that all the 4 nominees, that is, Cosmas J. Maweu, Chairperson, 2, Jacinda Mwikali Mbilo, Member, 3, Peterkin Kimweli, Member, and 4, Purity Mwikali Mutisia, Member, were suitable for appointment as chairperson and members of the Makueni County Rural and Affordable Housing Committee. Mr. Speaker, sir, pursuant to the provision of Section 14(3) Part B of the County Government Act 2012, Section 9 of the Public Appointments County Assemblies Approval Act 2017, and Standing Order 217 Part 5F of the Makueni County Assembly Standing Orders, the committee recommends that the Assembly approves the nomination and subsequent appointment by the Governor of 1, Cosmas J. Maweu, Chairperson, 2, Jacinda Mwikali Mbilo, Member, 3, Peterkin Mwiu Kimweli, Member, and 4, Purity Mwikali Mutisia, Member, as Chairperson and members of the Makueni County Rural and Urban Affordable Housing Committee, respectively. Acknowledgement. Mr. Speaker, sir, I take this opportunity to thank all members of the Committee on Infrastructure, Transport, Public Works, Housing, and Energy for the commitment, input, and valuable contributions during the vetting exercise. The committee also takes this opportunity to thank the officers of the Speaker and the Clerk of the County Assembly for the support accorded to it during the vetting exercise. On behalf of the members of the Committee on Infrastructure, Transport, Public Works, Housing, and Energy, it is my pleasure and duty to present to this County Assembly for consideration and approval for appointment the committee report on the vetting of Cosmas J. Maweu, Jacinda Mwikali Mbilo,
20,272,000 in the year 2020-2021. That allocation was to cater for the construction and equipping of the center. The Speaker, sir, the construction of the center was completed some time back, but the center is yet to be operationalized, and reasons for the delayed operation has not been given. Honorable Speaker, the member had the following questions, seeking the chairperson was expected to clarify on the following. 1, breakdown of how the allocation of 20,272,000 was to be utilized in the implementation, giving a tabulation for each activity which was to be undertaken and the cost of each activity, and whether there had been any other allocation and for what purpose. Honorable Speaker, I would wish once I go through the question, I go direct to the answer, so that we may go a bit fast. So, Honorable Speaker, through the initial budget for 2020-2021, an allocation of 20.6 pointscaping, and water harvesting at Emali Child Protection and Development Center. Honorable Speaker, you remember we went there, we saw this road from Emali to the river. It is just the 500 meters a road. 1,670,209.84 shillings. Impressive Construction Limited payment voucher in that file. Same year, Honorable Speaker, 2021-22 construction of two number of pit latrine, each 3-door, septic tank, soak pit, underground water tank, and gatehouse at Emali Child Protection and Development Center. 3,641,17.2 shillings. Awi Kenya Limited. Payment voucher on the same file. In that year, 2021-2022, Honorable Speaker, amount used was 5,872,639.04. Now, Honorable Speaker, we go to year 2022-2023. Power installation at the Makueni Child Protection. And Honorable Speaker, remember, there is no power. We went there, but there is no power. Honorable Speaker remembers. But the same year, power installation at the Makueni Child Protection cost 4,730,833 shillings. Kenya Power. Payment voucher in that file. Honorable Member, Emali, you can confirm. But if you go there, Honorable Speaker, because you were there, there is no power. Number 17, 2022-2023, supply of T-shirts and printing of children manuals, 317,500 shillings. Canopy Solutions, payment voucher. Awi and Impressive companies amounting to 106,200, and for PMC for the ongoing works. The list is in the green file. Where the PMC sign off the payments of the contractor at the end of the project. If yes, provide minutes of the PMC authorizing the payments and a copy of the completion certificates issued to contractors. If no, give reasons for the same or authorize the payments for the contractors. Based on the payments approvals are failed, all the PMC authorize the payments. See the attached PMC minutes in the appendix. Completion certificates were issued. See attached copies in the same. So the member, we have provided everything. The list of the PMCs, everything is there. You can check from that file. Review and approval of the operations guidelines had not been actualized. Number 3, the constructed structures had defects such as leaking roofs affecting the ceiling, which in turn destroys the food items, rice which had been procured. The rest of the food items were transferred to where school for deaf in Zawe Kelele Kalamba ward. And Mheshimiwa Moso was very happy. The facility had no electricity, but floodlights was functional. The installed solar system had never functioned or worked. There is no water in the facility since the bore is faulty. The committee established that drilling of bore was done twice, contrary to the information from the department that drilling was done once. The first drilling did not yield water. The second drilling had water, though unfit, dirty, muddy, for use in the facility. Most of the classrooms were not secure since most had no fitted padlocks. The PMC, which was involved in the construction of the toilet, powerhouse, and the tank had not been paid. Honorable Speaker, that is the response. All the attachments I've given to the Honorable Member. And Honorable Speaker, you have, before the member, the request of the statement says anything on the floor, Honorable Speaker, I would request at the end of this discussion, we be allowed to come up with a report. Because, Honorable Speaker, the amounts which have been spent in that center and the works which are there, Honorable Speaker, they don't end up. Honorable Speaker, we were there as a committee. We saw a ball which drilling itself was done with 3.4 million, Honorable Speaker, drilling. Honorable Speaker, last year I had a budget of 3.5 million and I did a ball and equipped in my ward.
One, whether there was value for money in this entire project. Because 44 million is not little money. Assume 44 million was used to educate children for bursaries. How many students or pupils would benefit from that? Honorable Speaker, by the statement that is signed by the one Honorable Momo, the ECM, just the fifth response, Honorable Speaker, he is talking of a report that was to be handled by the committee come mid-September. We are at November. That report has not been brought in this Honorable House. Honorable Speaker, in the response, and actually I will read in response number 7 about making sure that the project is on operation. The center was expected to begin, the operation was to begin from October 2024. Honorable Speaker, we are at November, actually 12th of November. The project, according to ECM, was to be in operation last month, beginning of last month. The committee findings from the site is that those solars which were installed are not operational. The water borehole is not operational. There is no power from the national grid, which was allocated 4.57 million, Honorable Speaker. Nothing is ready. Honorable Speaker, actually I'm getting worried when the committee talks of supplies of toothpaste, toothbrush to an institution that is not operational, to an institution where we are seeing the students are being provided with gumboots, maybe for movement during rainy seasons, and there are no students. The students, there is provision for t-shirts for students who are not in place. So the Honorable Speaker, I wish this committee should be provided, allowed to bring a response in form of statements and action plans against these executive committee members who are playing with this Honorable House, because they are giving a lot of untrue information. And actually, this is the information that I will put to the people right from here, because I must report back to my people. Initially, the people reported that according to the information they had, the budget was 22.2 million. We are realizing that the budget was 44 million. So, Honorable Speaker, I wish you can give directions to the committee with timelines to bring a report to this Honorable House for adoption, for action plan based on this document, because there is a lot of misuse of resources, there is no value for money, and people are not benefiting. This is a project that was first budgeted 2017-2018 financial year. It is 7 years down the line. Yes, the people cannot get the benefit from the same project. Therefore, Honorable Speaker, I am saying the report has a lot of false and true information. There is a lot of misuse of resources. There is no value for money. And the Department on Gender is giving false information to this Honorable House. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Chair, there are issues which have been raised. You can respond to the Honorable Member.
Honorable Speaker, I hear the member, but we have sat several with the member. The first 3 reports, the ECM withdrew because we questioned the ECM. How comes you have brought to the committee a report, you brought another response, and he told us we use the last response, and the member knows, and he was there. Again, Honorable Speaker, the reason this statement has taken so long, Honorable Speaker, the member himself knows. We didn't, the reason we are responding at this time, Honorable Speaker, is because one, we were on recess. Number two, Honorable Speaker, we had to request from the liaison to be permitted to go and visit the Senate, Honorable Speaker. Again, Honorable Speaker, the other reason for the delay is because for the first, the second, and third report, we were not satisfied as a committee. And the reason we had to request for other responses, Honorable Speaker. I will say that, Honorable Speaker, I'm not defending the department. Honorable Speaker, every action has a reaction, Honorable Speaker. The department gave us responses which are not, some of them, they are not adding up, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, you are there. We, as a committee, we were there. We visited that place. The ceilings are falling down, Honorable Speaker. Yet, the center is not in operation. We as a committee, we accept the center has many issues, Honorable Speaker. And the amount of money which was spent there versus what is there, Honorable Speaker, it is wonders, Honorable Speaker. So, Honorable Speaker, as requested earlier, we would request as a committee, Honorable Speaker, we be given time to convert this into a report so that we can bring a report to this House, Honorable Speaker. Asante.
Member for Emali, are you not still not satisfied?
You responded to. I am not sure whether Chair, you are Speaker, you are aware that the committee went for fact finding during the recess. It is not that they had a report before the recess. They went for fact finding during the recess, so that at least they can compute this report. And surprisingly, when they went for that fact finding mission, they could not get the keys to establish whether what they have tabled there is true. They could not enter the store to establish the number of t-shirts that were supplied, to establish the number of gumboots that are in store, to establish whether the information they received about the supplies is true. Actually, they have just brought a report which they cannot defend as a committee. Actually, what they saw is that the ball is non-functional and the solars, because they can now, they could get the entrance of the gate. But those structures, all of them, they get to none of them. They meant a call to the ECM, who was in a cabinet sitting. But those who were to represent him were still in water at noon. A meeting that was taking place at 9.
Honorable member.
So I'm saying he is giving untrue information. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Member. I am only being handcuffed because I'm now the Speaker. I would have made my contribution, and you never attended. I even called you, and you sent your staff. So as you want to castigate the honorable member, the chair, also you need to take precaution. Thank you.
Honorable Speaker, I want to remind you I was on a committee business park, and I did delegate to my staff, which is allowed. Honorable Speaker, too, they are used to making call to invite me in the last minute. I was invited to a committee while they are seated by the chair. Call me today. Though the committee is giving untrue information, I must stick to that because that is the truth. And the what has been provided, you cannot defend what is in this report. You cannot.
Because, honorable members, this was a request for a statement. I further now direct the committee on gender, together with the honorable member, within 14 days, to further investigate the matter and bring a report to this assembly with very clear recommendation. Thank you. Honorable members, the time now being 17 hours, the House stands adjourned until Wednesday, 13th November 2024 at 2:30 p.m.